The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Fuddy, Obama, Obama's mama, the state of Hawaii, all connected to an Indonesian cult, and then a shocker at the end of it. If you want to see the video, go to carlgallups.com, click on P.P. Simmons' latest videos. It's about the seventh one down. You'll see it. We'll be right back. All right, well, the next thing I want to talk about is, and some of you heard, we broached this topic a little bit last week because Dr. Grace had gone into it, and I had already done a video on it. And Brandon talked about it, and he's going to have a lot more to say about it today. But here's the deal, folks. And by the way, yesterday morning on Open Mic with Mike Mashburn right here on 1330 WEBY live, we were talking about it, and several people had seen the video and called in, and we talked about it. So interesting stuff. But if you don't know this, you're not going to believe this. Here's what we've uncovered. Now, I was not the original uncoverer of this information, but I took the information that I found and I verified it, and I did a lot deeper digging. I know that Dr. Grace has as well, and we've confirmed all of this. Plus, I did find something in the pictures, the images section on Google that I'm going to tell you about, but you've got to see it to believe it, which is why you've got to go to carlgallups.com, and the upper right-hand corner, click on P.P. Simmons' latest videos. When you come to that page, go to the, let me just tell you which one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the seventh one down. The seventh one down. It's called Shocker, Loretta Fuddy, the cult of Subud, Barack Obama, and his real father, question mark. Let me tell you about this. Here's what we've uncovered. Now, none of this really goes to the Zulu investigation, so I'm not revealing what Zulu and Arpaio know. What they know is 100-fold bigger than this, okay? But this just gives you people that have been following this Obama identity crisis deal some more information. Here's what we've just recently discovered. Loretta Fuddy, of course, who just died in this mysteriously died in this plane crash, who was the Department of Health director that certified and verified Barack Obama's birth certificate. By the way, she happened to be conveniently hired just 3 months prior to Obama releasing this birth certificate, which we now know is a 100% forgery and fabrication from a 2-year-long criminal investigation. We now know that. We know that. And that information is going to be made public as a part of what Arpaio and Zulu are going to bring. But the universe-shattering information doesn't even go to that, okay? So, anyway. But here's what we know. Loretta Fuddy, now we find out she was deeply tied to a cult called Subud, and it's spelled S-U-B-U-D. It looks, in English, it would look like it would be Subud, but it's pronounced Subud. This cult originated, guess where? Wait for it. Indonesia. Okay, now where did Obama's mama spend a lot of time? Indonesia. Who was one of Obama's daddies, stepdaddy, supposedly, maybe daddy, who knows? I can't remember his name. Now I'm remembering. I'm because I've got this Indonesian name in my mind now. Subarka, Sotoro. There it is. Okay, this Sotoro fellow. Okay, that she was hanging with, that was supposedly his stepdaddy in Indonesia. Well, Loretta Fuddy is a member of this cult, and Obama's mama is a member of this cult. Guess where the world headquarters of the cult is now? Chicago. Guess where they have another big main branch? Hawaii. Now, does any of this strike you as... Now, think about this. So here you've got this woman, Stanley Ann Dunham, who's in Indonesia. She's in a cult. Well, in that cult group with her is a woman named Loretta Fuddy. Now, this is years ago. She's got this little boy she's carting back and forth between Indonesia and Hawaii, and you got all these passport anomalies that I don't even know if we have time to talk about now. With him, with Barack Obama having 3 names: Barack Obama, Barry Soetoro, and then on a passport is Sobarka, which we find out is an Indonesian name, probably as a result of his relationship to this cult group, maybe, but. So he's got 3 names, which come up in passports and, birth certificates and all of that. So you've got Loretta Fuddy tied to Subud. You've got Barack Obama's mama tied to Subud. The world headquarters is in Chicago, where Obama's politics spring from. And then, when Obama gets into the presidency, he locks down all of his records, all of them. No one has ever seen an official legal birth certificate. No one. The Congressional Research Service has said that, documented that in writing, and they are the investigative arm of Congress. not some birther site. Hillary Clinton, by the way, is the one who brought all of this up in the beginning. So people who want to call me a birther in tinfoil hat, look at Hillary Clinton first. She's the one that brought it up first, particularly Obama's Indonesian connections, and that's what got her in trouble with the media. But she was right. So now, 3 months, a couple of years ago, 3 months prior to Obama releasing his so-called birth certificate, which we now know is a fraud, Neil Abercrombie of Hawaii, the governor, he appoints a new Department of Health director who happens to be Loretta Fuddy, who is involved in a cult with Obama's mama. She releases a birth certificate that we now know is a fabrication and a fraud. It's a forgery. Then, 3 months ago, Arpaio and Zullo start announcing that they're going to break something in March about all of this, and Fuddy dies in a plane crash. Now, connect the dots, people. Now, go to the video, and here's the shocker. We got to wrap this up. Go to the video, and in the shocker, so I started doing some research under Google Images, and I found the leader of this cult group, and I saw a picture of him when he was in his 40s or 50s, it looks like, sitting in a chair. I thought it was Obama. I thought it was Barack Obama. So I clicked on it thinking, why is Barack Obama connected to this Subud cult? And I found out it was the cult leader. So I morphed his picture into Obama's. They are identical. They could be twins, people. We might be looking at Obama's daddy there. I don't know. I can't prove it. Go look at the video.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.